Hello. Good afternoon, good evening. I waited a little bit longer, skipped a day, so I hope everybody's doing well. And I'm here ready to go over 5 more questions for the A plus examination. I'm Kesha at CyberSMAC. CyberSMAC is my moniker. It stands for cybersecurity. And social media, mobile analytics, and cloud. I'm going to put my headphones on. Okay. You should be able to hear me now. Got my headphones on. And I am live. Okay. Never seen that before. Okay. All right. Wonderful. I'm online on 5 platforms. Looks like I'm online on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, on LinkedIn, and on Twitter. On Twitter, I'm at CyberSMAC. If you'd like to follow me, I would really appreciate that. Of course, on LinkedIn, I'm Kesha. On Twitch, you can find me at CyberSMAC. On YouTube, you can find me at CyberSMAC. And of course, on Facebook, I am Kesha. So I really hope that you can follow me and support me through this journey. I'm basically going live to study for the A plus certification. I already am degreed and have certifications in social media marketing and in cybersecurity from University of Central Florida, along with ThriveDX and Hacker USA, which was an excellent program to go through. I highly suggest it. It has put me on my path of studying. I study for the Security Plus and Network Plus every week, and I decided to go ahead and study for the A plus because there were some things that were on the A plus examination that I thought I should know, like putting together computers before just learning Security Plus and Network Plus. I think that it was just assumed that I had plenty of experience and even that I was just comfortable doing that. And so basically, I'm studying for the A plus certification so that I can have all of the foundational information that's necessary. And once I pass the A plus, I would definitely go for the Security Plus and Network Plus examinations. So I hope that you can follow along with my journey. CyberSMAC is my forum, and it's also my moniker. And I'm here at CyberSMAC to discuss topics such as cybersecurity, social media, mobile, analytics, and cloud, which is what CyberSMAC stands for. SMAC, social media, mobile, analytics, and cloud. And those of you who are not so familiar, there's a moniker called STEAM or STEM, stands for science, technology, engineering, art, and math. And of course, STEM doesn't have the art included. And it's very similar to SMAC, which is social media marketing, social media, mobile, analytics, and cloud. And the difference between STEM, STEAM, and SMAC is STEM and STEAM are used for how people educate themselves. You know, if you educate yourselves under those forums. And SMAC is preferably tools that businesses use to increase and maintain business. And I believe cybersecurity is one of those tools that businesses need to use to increase and maintain business. So I believe that cybersecurity goes right along with SMAC. If you'd like to get more information, go ahead and Google or DogPal or research SMAC model. There's lots of research on it. And send me a message or send me a DM or comment below the video, because I would more than love to talk about SMAC with anyone. I would love to talk SMAC with anyone. Anyway, I'm also interested in cryptocurrency, AI, AR, which is augmented reality, virtual reality, mixed reality, and anything that's tech. Honestly, I am just like that. I just love those different items under science and technology. And so basically that's who I am. And I have this forum because I'm going to basically go over 5 questions that are on this A+ examination. I just picked these questions randomly. I'm not following any one particular person. I know that there are some superstars out there that sell certification test information, as far as like, some of the giant names out there. One of them has the acronyms of M&M and others. And I just want to let you know I'm not following any one particular person. I am all across the board, going throughout all different types of research that I found in order to study. If you want me to highlight something that you have developed yourself to use as a study tool for those of us who are studying for A+, whether it's the laboratory part or whether it is the non-laboratory part, I would be more than happy to go over your tool. If you want to be a part of this video that I go live, I would be more than happy to do that. So just reach out to me. It'd be my pleasure. Yeah. And today I'm just at home, usually just at home studying. I am going to pull up the 5 questions. Okay. 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 All right. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming into my live. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate all the support. I am studying for my A+ examination. I am super happy to go live across 5 social media platforms at the same time. So I really want to thank you, Restream. I want to thank you so much for providing this type of platform and having it be super easy to use. I am on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And I'd really like to thank, where's my lip gloss? I'd really like to thank LinkedIn also, because I had to apply to go live on LinkedIn, and I really appreciate them giving me a chance because they approved my application. I just want to say thank you for that. And I'm here to help study for the A+ examination and kind of just geek out on some cybersecurity information. And I have my 5 questions up. My earphones a little off. Okay. Ponytail was in the way. Okay, so we're going to go over the 5 questions, basically. And here we go. Yeah, like I said, I'm very fortunate. Anyway, well, I'll talk some more about CyberSMAC and myself a little bit after we do the 5 questions. I have some questions pulled up, and we are going to go over those. And today, we are, the 5 questions we have are from the A plus examination, certification examination. And basically, I am, let's see how I can do this here. Okay. Number 1 question. Let's see here. Let me go all the way. Okay. First question is for today. Which of the following wireless protocols is limited to operating in the 5G gigahertz range only? And to be honest with you, like how we do, we look up stuff from the question, and gigahertz is the right pronunciation for the GHz. Okay, let me move this here so I can further get closer to looking up stuff. Okay, and what we're talking about, the question is which of the following wireless protocols? When we're talking about wireless protocols, what comes in my head immediately is 802.11, 802.11. So we really just need to know, as for the 5 gigahertz, which one is 5 gigahertz? And so is what letter basically is it? And so what we're going to do is now look up the hertz. The wireless protocols is, okay. Yeah. All right here. All righty. It looks like we have something here that I can pull up. And we found on the, basically on, let me go ahead and get this included onto my screen so you can see this, because I have found something that is going to tell us more about wireless protocol. Okay. And okay, let's see here. All right, we've got this LifeWire, Tech for Humans, an amazing website so far. And it's going to tell us about different wireless protocols. Okay. And we're looking for the one that's going to give us a 5 gigabit. Okay. And I don't know, let's see here if it said 5 gigabit of, it said operating only. Is limited to operating in the 5 gigahertz range only. So the one that only is in 5. Okay. So that means it's so important for us to figure out right now what the ranges are for each one of these wireless protocols. Okay. But what's really interesting about this is that this whole page here is just about wireless protocols, and there's so many. Okay. And so this is a really good website to go to. I'm not sure if I don't know if, well, anyway, you could Google for LifeWire Tech for Humans. I was going to say, I'm not sure if the website address is being shown, but we are going to look at this. And okay, and so our options here, looking down, seeing if we could find something that is within the 5 megahertz range. Okay, so already we got, look here, Wi-Fi 6 is coming up. So I thought that's, it went live in 2019. That's pretty interesting. Okay. It is operating at 10 giga. Okay, it's using less power. Okay, let's go down some more. We've got this here. And let's see. This standard targets lower energy consumption and creates extended range Wi-Fi networks that can go beyond the reach of a typical 2.5 gigahertz or 5 gigahertz networks. It is expected to complete with Bluetooth given its, okay, so right now this is not really giving us a lot of, it looks like a lot of these are, I see five there, I see 5 there, but it's not really giving us a specific one that just kind of maintains in there. So I'm going to kind of look right now to see if there's a range of a wireless network and then go back if it's not. Let's just see if we could, if we go through there, will something change and give us a little bit different of understanding. Okay. Okay, so it looks like I'm just doing some speed looking right now. And it looks like a lot of the A's that above 2.5, 2.4, and 5 bands reach greater distances, newer ones, AC. And let's look to see what our options are here. Right now, unfortunately, let's see here. Okay, so 802.11b is one of the options. And so we can eliminate that because that one just basically gave us A something, okay, or A. And it said that, let's see here, that N was operating in 2.4. So that's not going to be it either. And it's actually one of our options. So 802.11, B and N are eliminated. 802.11G, let's see if we could find something with that there. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to switch because I'm actually looking at a different page. And so I'm actually going to go to a different page to show you what it is that I'm looking at. Of course, I'm using Bing here again. But anyway, I'm doing some, I looked this up, wireless standards, and it's got this right here, which is kind of like, okay, we went through okay, so like I said, this A seems to, if you could, I don't know if you could read this fine print, but it seems to be around this 5 megahertz, okay? And G is the 802.11. G, I'm supposed to be doing it's 2.5 gigahertz, okay? And that's what it looks like it's in the frequency range. And, which was an option, is saying also Okay. Okay. Okay, here. Let's look this up here. I don't know. Is this gonna? Okay. Perfect. Hopefully you can see where I'm going with this because we just need something to kind of explain it out just a little bit more. And this website, Signal Boosters. Thank you. Okay, now we've got ranges here. So this is in the range of 2.4. Okay. And the A is, again, it's telling us it's within a 5 gigahertz range, which is good. Okay. It's mostly used in business networks. We're studying what you use in business networks. So that one makes a lot of sense that that one's going to be the Wi-Fi 5 megahertz, gigahertz range that we're looking for, which is this gigahertz right there. So now we're going to go down to see what the other ones are. 2.4 is the B. G is 2.4. Okay. 2.4 again. And it has a range of that, but it doesn't say whether it's staying within. Okay. So that's interesting. And AC looks like, okay. Some of these places I've been before. So I hope I'm not going too fast for anybody. Okay. You can always go to these websites and read these websites yourselves. I've kind of been to some of these places before. So it looks like this is range also. The 80. Okay. Okay. This is LAN. A WLAN. Wireless LAN. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm thinking A, basically. Let's go back to the question here. The question gave us options of B, N, G, and A as far as the wireless protocols. And so the only one that we saw that kind of stayed within that 5 range was 802.11a. And so that would be the best answer. Okay. All right, let's go to the second question. Basic internet web traffic generally travels on which of the following ports? So which 2 ports? And I guess if they're talking about web traffic, they're talking about HTTP or secure, which is HTTPS. And we can do a search. Let's see, I left my last screen up. And I actually spelled it wrong, so it should have been port. But anyway, it came up right. So it looks like the ports for HTTP is 80 and HTTPS is 443. Here we are. And so whenever they're asking for ports on web traffic, here's the question here. Ports on web traffic, those are the 2 that they're looking for, 80 and 443. 80 being HTTP and 443 being HTTPS, secure HTTP. All right, let's move on to the next question. An IP address of 10.10.1 180 would be considered part of which of the following address class? All right, I love this one because it's a network question, and I love network. A network is divided into 3 classes, which we're now about to look up. And let's see here. For this one, we're going to look up pictures because it's kind of a picture question. Network class ranges. I love this. So right now, we can look this one up because it gives us the private IP address range and a subnet mask. We're not going to deal with the subnet mask today. We're only going to deal with what class it is that they asked us about. And it was a 10.10.1.180. And so let's see if we can find 10.10.1, which would be, of course, in class A, because 10.0.0.0.0 is in the range of 10.225, 255. And so that would be in class A range, okay? And so usually how you remember that is the A is 10, B is 172, C is 192, okay? And so let's look. And of course, class A is the answer. Which of the following storage media would be used to build a RAID 5 array? Okay, so let's just make sure. Okay, let's see. This is 1, 2. This is the 4th question. We've got time. Which of the following storage media would be used to build a RAID 5 array? Okay, so let's go to RAID 5 array. And again, I have to stop sharing my screen because I'm going to search for something. And we're going to look up RAID 5 array. And it said, I believe it said storage media. Okay. And of course, I spelled storage media. Storage, O-R, storage. Okay. Okay. Now what we have here. Yeah. Okay. So now what we have here is RAID 5. Okay. Array. RAID 5 array. And we're asking about the storage device, storage media. And the question was, which of the following storage media would be used to build a RAID 5 array? And so I'm not sure if we looked it up correctly. But anyway, let's look to see what this is all about, okay? And see if we could look up some things. What is RAID 5 array and configuration? Let's see if this, wonderful. I'm hoping that it moved with me, but it didn't. So I'm going to have to stop and then start all over again and go to this RAID 5. We're at the Enterprise Storage Forum, and we're talking about, okay. Okay, it looks like this one is really a hard question. I'm going to have to come back to this one. I think that we are close, but I'm not sure that I'm looking this up correctly. And this is probably why I've been given some advice that I do have to take, that is making sure that I am having questions explain why. I'm having study questions that explain why the answers are, because it's not okay to just kind of guess to say what's going on. So let's see here. Forgot to put this up on the screen so you can see me and you can see what I'm talking about. Isn't that something? Anyway, so what is a RAID 5? RAID 5 array and configuration. RAID 5 is a data backup technology for hard disk drives, HDDs, okay? And that uses both disk stripping and parity. It is one of the levels of RAID, redundant array of independent disk, originally inexpensive disk. Now it's independent because they can be expensive, I guess. Don't quote me. RAID was developed in the 80s and has multiple iterations, of which RAID 5 is just one. Okay, and IBM has the patent for RAID 5 since the 80s. Okay, another opportunity to improve. I don't know, I like researching and improving stuff, so I'm always going to point out where I feel like there's places to improve. There may actually be research and already improvements. If there are, let me know. I'm super interested. Super. RAID 5 technologies is disk stripping was first introduced in RAID 0. And so now we're at RAID 5, the initial version of RAID. It distributes all the data in an array across multiple disks. And sorry, I just got pinged on Discord, so I just had to look that one, make sure it's not a super important, like, get off live ping, but it wasn't. It's support. Thank you. Thanks for the support. So anyway, RAID distributes all the data in the array across multiple disks, okay? And I know some of us have done this in the laboratory. It was super fun. You know, we did mirroring and we did percentages, I believe it was, and making sure that we had enough storage space to store things or back up, you know. And so, okay, let's see here. Disk mirroring. Okay, let's finish this one. It says disk stripping quickly proved to be an unreliable backup technique, though, because if one disk failed, the data on it would be lost and there would be no way to recover the lost files. That is not good of a backup system. I remember working, and backup systems are super important. I mean, even at home, backup systems are important, super important to be reliable. Disk mirroring, which technology professionals often associate with RAID, is a common technique for creating disk redundancy. Data is completely copied from one disk to a second that mirrors it. Okay, RAID 5 doesn't use disk mirroring. However, it combines disk stripping and a data checking technique called parity. Oh yeah, we heard about parity. Okay, so like I said, we're going to do this one. And so right now, the one thing that I can understand with this, I need to look further into this RAID and parity, mirroring, parities, stripping. I need to look more into this. And so this is a place to do a little bit more researching, a little bit more reading into. Okay. So for right now, that question is going to be skipped. If you were taking a test, some of the tests allow you to skip a question. Some of the tests don't allow you to skip a question. But before we before we take the test. We're going to study, and then we're going to go back over things that are hard, and we're going to have special like session, like maybe every Monday is like all the hard stuff when we go over. And maybe I'll even have someone come in and explain some things to us because I am just studying for it. I don't know all of this stuff. So that's the fun part, is that I get to kind of learn as everyone else learns. Okay. And so which of the following storage media would be used to build a RAID 5 array? To build a RAID 5 array is a question that I need to get more information on. I just need to study it more, okay? Okay. All right, which of the following connectors will be found on a twisted pair cable? Now, what's interesting about this is we're going to do a Google search for twisted pair cable. Okay. And as I'm looking this up, I wanted to just kind of, I wanted to give some type of, I wanted to give, here it is. I wanted to give like some history tidbit that I knew was coming up on it. And this is not going to quite answer the question, but I didn't know if everyone knew that it was invented by Alexander Graham Bell, 1881. All right. And that it was the telephone network system. And why I'm super excited about that is because I studied telephone, or what you call telephony, in college in my engineering degree. It was part of what I studied in engineering school, in engineering classes. So I'm super happy to be kind of going full circle, except I'm on the other end, which is now part of the network. Okay. All right. So we're going to, this of course is not anything that has to do with the answer basically, because we're looking for what is, here are the twisted pairs, 25 pair color code chart in case you need it. You see that? Wow. That's pretty. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. Okay, I don't know if you can see that or not. Ah, there you are. It's in color. All the twisted pairs there. I don't know if you can see that. Isn't that nice? Yep, Alexander Graham Bell is who we deserve to give credit for the twisted pairs. Okay, let's go back to the question. Which of the following connectors will be found on a twisted pair cable? And right away on twisted pair, so last time we looked up connectors, and ST is stood for, let's see here, connector, yeah, okay, I'm looking it up. It stood for straight tip. And straight tip was a connector that was on fiber. Yeah. And so now today we're looking for an untwisted pair. And so let's see here. Let's see if I can get this question back up. I am just going all over the place with my computer. So thanks for following me. Thank you. Thank you. Which are the following connectors would be found on a twisted pair cable. So the ST stands for straight tip connector. That is not going to be it, okay? That's one of our questions. It's one of the answers, and ST stands for straight tip. It's for fiber. SC is one of the answers, and then BNC is one of the answers. And of course, and I say one of the answer choices, and RJ45 is one of the answer choices. I'm going to go more so towards RJ45 only because I've heard of it more. But that doesn't always say that it's the answer. So let me see something for a minute. I'm going to try to do BNC. Okay. As untwisted. Okay, we skipping down Ethernet. Okay. Unshielded twisted pair. That's what that stands for. Unshielded twisted pair uses the BNC connectors designed for coaxial cable. Okay. And so that's one of the choices. And so I'm not sure. Unshielded twisted pair. Let me see something here. Twisted pair. And it didn't say unshielded twisted pair, because then it would be BNC. And I have no idea right now what BNC stands for. So we're going to look this up. Okay. BNC connectors. Okay, gotcha. I've seen these, and they have this little one thing, this little male part right there. I've seen this, you know? Yeah. Let's go more. Okay. BNC. All right, yeah. I've seen this. Look, and it even says male part there. I've seen this before. And so that's very interesting. Okay. That's the BNC connector. Now, last time we looked up, and let me make sure that how can I make this where it's following me around? No, I don't want that. What if I did do that? Let me see something. No, that's kind of not fair, is it? Okay. I'm trying to figure out how to go and share my screen, and also, okay, I gotta stop. Now I gotta start up again. And I want to share my window, which right now is this window. Except I don't know. Okay, that's not going to work. So now we're going to go back and we're just going to do this. And this is the connectors, okay, that I was referring to. This is the connectors that, let me see something, because I might have to pull this out just so I can see. I am literally working on this during lifetime. I'm trying to figure this out here because I want to be able to see what it is that I'm sharing while I'm sharing it. Okay, now let's see something else. Oh, this is very neat. Restream, I really like this. Yeah. Okay, anyway, I really like the way that this is set up. So wonderful, awesome, beautiful. Okay, so now I can see what I'm showing and I can see it there. This is beautiful. Okay, so what I was saying was we looked up BNC connectors, which was one of the choices, and we found, and I still don't know what BNC stands for, but we found what it looks like, okay? And if I do it all, actually, let's see here. BNC. What does it stand for? Oops, didn't want to really let you know where I was, but anyway. Okay, overview down here. Here we go. The initials stand for bayonet, Neil concealment. I hope I pronounced that right. It's a radio frequency connector used for coaxial cable, miniature quick connect and disconnect for radio frequency. Okay, so that is not going to be just twisted pair, the BNC. So now we know what ST connector stands for. What does ST stand for? Why I can't remember that. It's so funny. But yet, it's not funny. Straight tip. Straight tip. Why did I get that? Straight tip. Okay. And so, let's see here. So ST was a choice, that's straight tip. BNC was a choice. These are different connectors. And that was a choice, and that's not it. Okay, straight tip goes with fiber. The BNC is a connector that's going to have something to do, it said, with, let's see, video. Was it video that it said? Let's go back one more time. We are literally just studying together, okay? So just bear with me, because I'm not really necessarily working as your teacher, not at all. We are just reading and going over all of this information together. BNC. And so BNC here, and it is the bayonet Neil concealment. I like that. I don't know what those guys are. Let me see. Let me go here and see if it will. I forgot to share my screen. And I am going to see what this bayonet Neil councilman is. Okay. They were the designers, it looks like. Electrical engineers with Bell Laboratories. So again, Alexander Graham Bell was either involved with these connectors, or he had some type of electrical engineer laboratory for them. Called Bell Labs. Awesome. They had a laboratory. And let's see here. Bayonet Neil concealment. Neil and concealment were two guys that were electrical engineers, it looks like. And I can't really feel what this. Oh, features two bayonet looks. Bayonet is a type of It's what they call it. Super cool. Okay, so we learned a lot about that. That's pretty cool. I mean, this is how I learn. I'm going to go 360 around some of this information, because this is literally how I remember stuff. I remember more of the story. And that gets me to our next information. We have one more question. Let me see if the skipped one is one that we can talk about, or if we need to go to one more question. So I think RJ45 is going to be the twisted pair. It's the only thing that's left. And let me see. Oh, SC was left. Okay. We don't know what SC is. Okay, let's see here. SC connector. And let me ask this thing one more time. So twisted pair is copper wire, okay? And some of these connectors are only for fiber. So now we have like a differentiation of the connectors for these wires, which is starting to make a little bit more sense here, okay? So the ST, which is for tip. Oh my God, I can never remember what this SC stands for. Let's go back. Standard tip, I'm thinking is what it said for. Straight tip. Never. No, I need to remember that. Straight tip. It's a straight tip. Straight tip. How will I remember this? Someone have any type of way of me remembering straight tip instead of whatever else it is that I keep wanting to fall back to? I just looked up SC, and it is for, let me go to, okay. Let's see here. Bear with me. I am going to try to look up SC. Then ST is straight tip. BNC is Neil Consular Man. And it's a bayonet, which is a type of connector, or type of way of connectors connecting. And BNC is for video. ST is for fiber, and it's called straight tip. And SC is called, we're going to look up SC connectors. Okay. Okay. SC here is, it looks like it's for fiber. I'm not sure. Corning fiber connector. And it looks like instead of Bell Labs creating this, or Alexander Bell himself, it looks like Corning has something to do with this one. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. Okay. All right. Well, it looks like, let's see what SC stands for. That's another thing that I didn't figure out yet. It stands for Subscriber Connector, and it is a standard duplex fiber optic connector. Duplex meaning it's usually with two. I'm looking at this little picture here. It's usually got 2. Okay. And because a lot of this stuff on the internet is on the internet for free, just doing some quick searches, just like what we're doing, that's just what we're going to do. So we're just searching and using the internet, okay? I'm going to try to come live every day to study, every day. If I'm not on here, I probably didn't study, and I need to be on here every day. I have a goal to go through 900 questions, 900. And today we did 5, and 1 we will not be able to get through because I just don't have all the information to answer that question at this time. It is something that I need to do more research on, and we can do that together. I'd be more than happy, and I will not forget that we skipped that question to move on to another question. So SC stands for subscriber connector, and it's another fiber optic connector. So SCST, ST stands for straight tip. I remembered it this time. Those are fiber, and twisted pair is not fiber. So those would never be a connector on fiber cables. Never, ever. Okay. And the only one, and let's look up RJ45 because you know what? We're not just going to sit up here just because I'm familiar with it. We're going to look it up. Okay. Let me share my screen and see what's going on here of something that I just found. Okay. Yeah, this is what I just found. So even though RJ45 is a type of connector that is super popular, I've heard about it, doesn't necessarily mean that that's the right answer. But when I looked it up, look what I found. Twisted pair. Look right here. They're going to cut this open, and guess what's going to be below it? Twisted pairs. That's twisted pair right there. That's the answer. RJ45. And what does RJ45 stand for? It's short for registered jack 45. It's used for Ethernet network adapters, okay? It resembles the RJ11, which is used for telephones. We're all familiar with that, or at least am I aging myself? The world uses wireless telephones only now, just about. I'm not sure at work if they use anything other than wireless, but. So now you know I'm not 20. Okay. All right. Anyway. Yeah. So the answer is RJ45, and RJ stands for registered jack 45. And it's for Ethernet, which I assume now twisted pair is copper is Ethernet. I hope I'm making the correct correlation. Please correct me in the comments. I am going to just continue to study and take tests. Maybe some days we'll just read too. I don't know. I do believe in reading. So maybe some of these days, we'll just have like this is reading day, and we'll just literally read what's going on. And I can correct some of the mistakes that I'm making. If I'm making any mistakes, which I'm pretty sure I'm making lots of them. I'm not endorsing anything, but mainly I drink sparkling water. Okay. So I would love to endorse sparkling water because I love it. Anybody who wants me to endorse sparkling water, I would love to endorse sparkling water. Love to. Okay. Back from that commercial. Looks like RJ45, it's got twisted pair all through it, and it's used for Ethernet network adapters. It didn't say Ethernet cable. I apologize. That's something that I had said earlier. I meant to say just Ethernet network adapters. We're just going to keep to the idea, to the words that are being used, and not put other words in. Okay. And so basically, it looks like that's our answer. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. So we went over some ST, straight tip. SC is standard. Let's see here. It's not standard. What did SC stand for? Let's go back to SC. SC stands for subscriber connector. Subscriber. And I don't know, but I think, did we say that this one was made by Corning? I don't know who this one's made by. Let's look it up. Let's see if we go to somewhere else. Oh, snap. We went to a network page. I don't know who did SC connectors. You generally use SC with either single mode or multi-mode fiber optic cabling. Okay. SC mode. So like military grade connectors, ST is straight tip. Okay. Isolated relief boots to reduce cable strain and are heat, shock, vibration, fungus, and spray, salt spray resistant. Oh, STs are really strong, huh? If you're out there in the military, that's what I just read here. Okay. Okay, let's see something. I gotta go back. I gotta find out who invented SC. SC connector invented. Inventor. Oh, okay. I gave it to the wrong people. It was developed in the laboratories of Nippon Telegraph and Telephone, NTT, in the mid-'80s. The SC connector was one of the first connectors to hit the market following the advent of ceramic ferrules, sometimes referred to as the square connector. The SC has a push-pull coupling end face with a spring-loaded ceramic ferrule. Okay, I know what they mean by the whole square connector thing. So square connector, and it was by Nippon Telegraph and Telephone. Okay. And SC stands for subscriber connector. Okay. So subscriber connector, straight tip, and BNC, which we understood that the N and the C stood for the inventors, and they were working out of Bell Laboratories. And the SC was made out of Nippon Telegraph and Telephone Laboratories. I mean, these laboratories are winning, right? They're making things that are useful. Score one for laboratories. Speaking of laboratories, I am in the laboratory every day. Every day I'm in the laboratory. I'm in my, what can I call it? It is a place, and eventually one day it will be a place other people can go to. Right now, it is a virtual place that I go to called Cybersecurity Investigative Laboratory. And in a way, I guess we're here now in my Cybersecurity Investigative Laboratory because it's where I do my studying. It's where I do my my thought process, my ideology, my craft. I build my craft. And so it's really good to hear about all these guys and gals. I'm sure there were some gals there. That was super important. But they're making things and inventing things that are being used today in these laboratories. That is super cool. Thank you. And so let's not get too sentimental. Okay. And so the ST, the straight tip, let me see if I can remember where that one was made. It was one that, it was the twisted pair. The twisted pair was invented by Alexander Graham Bell. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We had basically skipped over. So I think we're going to do one more question and kind of wrap up. Let's see here. So SC is for subscriber connector for fiber, and it is for fiber. ST is for straight tip, and it's for fiber also. Subscriber could also be square. And it was made in a laboratory, NTT Laboratories. ST, I'm not sure I remember where ST is made. It was made at. So let's see if we can go back to ST connectors. Let's go back. Let's see here. Straight tip. Let's see if we can figure out where this one was made. Straight tip connector. Oh Lord, it was developed by AT&T. It was developed by AT&T and became dominant during the 1980s and 1990s for long line systems and short distance applications. ST connector. Okay. And this word, ferrule. Wow. I just want to look this word up. Ferrule. Ferrule. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. And I just want to see what this is. A ring or cap, typically a metal one, which strengthens the end of a handle, stick, or tube and prevents it from splitting or wearing. Okay, very interesting.
Ferrule.
Okay, I was mispronouncing it. It's ferrule. Anyway, how interesting. That's very interesting. So we've got NTT, Alexander Graham Bell, AT&T, and then some engineers at Bell Laboratories who are in charge of all these connectors and the twisted pair. Very interesting, right? Very interesting. I really hope that you enjoy studying with me. So now we're going to go and 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to talk about now, because that was our 5th question. We skipped one question that was about the RAID 5 array storage media. That question was a little bit, it was a little bit more advanced than me just looking up definitional and finding out historical information about it. And so I am going to use that as an opportunity to kind of like look more into it. It was talking, I will not forget the question, and so we will stay on target with the question, but we may spend a whole day just learning about storage media and what it has to do with RAID 5 array and what it has to do with the questions that are the choices of the answers, because right now it's a little bit more. I'm very familiar with storage, but it's just a little bit more, I think, than the others that we looked up, like the classes, the connectors. We looked up ports. HTTP is 80, HTTPS is 443. We also looked up which wireless protocols has a gigahertz range of 5 only within and stays in the 5 gigahertz range. And that was 802.11a. The others had like ranges or they were more than 5. We probably should do some more research work on the wireless protocols because I don't really think we got the whole gist of where the ranges were, but we did get an understanding that some had a range, and 802.11a was a steady frequency of 5 gigahertz. It was a steady frequency. Now, I'm not sure if there's a frequency that goes over and beyond it, or if there's a frequency that just pushes it to the edge of 5, and then there's 5. That is a very curious subject that I would like to know more about. So anyway, those are our 5. And now I just want to talk about different ways of learning. I am going to take off my screen share, and I'm just going to talk about 5 different ways of learning. I really appreciate people tuning in, and I know that everyone can't spend the whole time with me. And I just really appreciate how everyone is so super supportive. I really appreciate Restream, how I'm able to go live on the platforms that I am able to go live on, hopefully I'm still live on